Gentlemen, ladies, good evening. Welcome back to High Top Sports. We've got the presser happening. Now, I want to be as transparent as possible. So I'm talking with Cam Parker, who was at the presser, and we're trying to figure out if it's going to be live stream or not. But there's an internet issue going around globally, and I believe other people are having trouble with it, including On3, 247, the message boards, all these things that you can typically find. If it's not live, find how to hook up to these pressers. So Cam said it should be on ESPN. We're going to find a way to listen, to hear, to talk. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we can consume what's being said, what's being talked about, do the best that we can here on today's show. So bear with me, if you will. If you guys, obviously, chat's always a huge help. If you guys are able to find it somewhere, let me know. I've got my YouTube TV pulled up here for if it happens on ESPN. I'm going to have Twitter pulled up once Cody decides to join us and not, be late. Then we'll rock and roll. So it's going to be on SEC Network at 12. Okay, awesome. So we're going to pull that up. I should be able to pull up it auto, like just the audible, and we won't get in trouble. Look, what I expect from this presser would be, obviously, I'm sure he'll discuss. Okay, WRUF seems to be setting up to stream it. Okay, Casual Carolina Fishing. Where are they streaming it to? Do you know that I can pull that up? That'd be great if you can.
The Florida Gator YouTube page will have it.
Well, we don't know. We're having internet. There's like an issue that's happening internet wise. Is what Cam was telling me. So he doesn't know. He's not saying it's not going to happen, but he's just saying, hey, the Napier, we're crashing the internet. We're crashing the internet. Okay, WRUF. That is just their own YouTube. Now, what I expect to get out of this presser, right, would be the. Oh, I see right here. Okay, they're live right now. Okay, I've got it pulled up. So if they go live, we'll pull them up and we'll listen to those boys chit chat. I got it pulled up, guys. Thank you so much. That's big help. Big help. So I expect to figure out who's going to be. Obviously, the confirmation of Billy Gonzalez, which we already know, but again, the confirmation of that. And then also maybe he'll allude to who they're looking at. I don't know. I'm sure he'll speak to Napier's tenure time here. We'll also, I imagine, get that. We saw the Penn State's AD talk about the things they want to go and do and what their expectations are. So it's going to be interesting to hear from Stricklin on all this matter. I'm sure he'll get some questions.
Might just be refreshing just to get something different.
Yeah, that's true too. And then I think we're going to get some players too.
Yeah. Cam Parker told me who we will have. Here, let me shout out to Cam. Shout out to Cam, man. Cam's the man.
Cam, man. What happens if Billy G goes 5-0? You mean when he does go 5-0, you mean?
So we'll have Scott Stricklin, Billy G, Lagway, Graham Mertz, and Slaughter.
Did you just say Graham Mertz?
Yeah, Miles Graham. Boy, I'm off today. Miles Graham.
You just say Graham Mertz from
I did. I just
North
Graham.
Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. North Mexico.
Okay.
College. Fighting Eagles. Go, Eagles, go.
All right. Yeah, wow, Mertz too.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. You're better when you're drunk, dude. I told you. You suck sober. You're just not it.
Sober
you ain't got your fastball,
I know. Mertz. I had to give you something. I had to give the chat something to talk about.
Hey, he wanted to make sure we were listening. That's what it was.
Make sure it's not AI.
That's I love it. Tebow will be Mertz, Tim Tebow, Steve Spurrier, Shane Matthews,
Stephen Harris.
The whole gang back together. I'm glad
Percy's gonna too. Percy's gonna lead us off. Nobody's seen him in years. And
wait a minute. Okay. All right. Well, we've got a presser here coming up with Scott Stricklin, which will should be juicy.
Yeah, I'm glad North Mexico isn't on our schedule either. Dimps, yep.
I'm more excited to hear from the players too.
Yeah. I think I'm most excited to hear from Billy G.
Scott. Oh yeah, true that. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to
get a new flavor. I like the other one.
That one, right?
Oh, the other one.
This one?
Yeah, that looks slick.
I don't like it. Can't see it. Swampwood, no, we're gonna have to wait till the end of the season. Do I need to refill my Kool-Aid? I'm thinking so. 8-4, baby. Fill up the IVs, boys. Fill them up. We back, baby. We back.
Billy G? Gonna sing
oh,
that
yeah.
rock?
Kool-Aid, baby. It's in the cup. Give me a floater of Kool-Aid, baby. I mean, we have no reason not to be, right? Like, this is best case scenario.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we be?
I mean, we'll finally get to see some other plays, I think. With Callaway calling
I don't know
the shots.
how much the play calling will be different. I really think I think the stuff that we got
way different.
irate about was just the in-game man. Again, I was never that outside of a play calling at a certain look. It's not the plays, it's the calling of the plays at certain times, and I think that will be different. I don't think we'll see a screenplay on 3rd and 16. Like I think the playbook will be the same, but I think they'll dial something up different. Hey, we're gonna go. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think we will.
You can change a lot. You can change a lot in a week.
You have 2 weeks, Codesies.
That could be air raid. Could be full air raid.
You have 2 weeks. What we need to do, we need to. We're not gonna have it here because this obviously show, but we need to go and look at Callaway's. Because look, we can fully invest. Like, what did Callaway do at Sanford? We need to have an entire show dedicated. Maybe you go to the lab, do some watching of the film, see what he did. We put some stats together. We could look at what he had at Sanford and see if we're going to see some carryover. I think that'll be a great video that we could put together. That'll be on our Patreon account.
Yeah. We got a Patreon account now.
No, I'm trying to figure out how we can get the community a little more involved. I want to do more for our members, and so I was talking with a buddy about that, and he's in here, so he'll get a giggle out of that. Could Billy G become Dabo? That's it's a great conversation to have too. There's so many different avenues that we can talk. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of things to talk about here.
We could do a members only call-in show.
Yeah, again, that's the whole idea of it, right?
Yeah.
Who's live? They're live.
I
got everything pulled up, but I don't see anything. Is Florida Gator their channel live? Oh, they're live. All right, we're good. We're good.
Put on.
They got to figure it out. There's nobody at the presser, but we're gonna keep it here anyways. Let's go.
You gotta get YouTube Premium. Just pay for YouTube Premium. It'll be the best thing it'll ever do.
Oh, it's 100%. Look at that Shadow. Look at that Shadow just became a member. That's the problem. Is like the members on YouTube and getting a transfer to Patreon. I think there's a lot of there's benefits of back and forth, and so that's what I want. I want to give more to the members. That's my goal. Like I would love to do like monthly stickers and like for people that have been here longer, like just it automatically sends them a hat. Like I don't. It's not enough in my opinion for how great the members are now, and that's where I want to get to personally. Yes, thank you, Fire. Can we change the name, Fire Lazy Billy Napier? He's fired. Can we change it?
Maybe we drop some members only merch.
Exactly. Not even like just like how we do like we did the drop at the spring game, right? Like only way you could get it is if you're there. Like we would do drops like that. Like it's not necessarily would just be like a member stuff, but we had that hoodie that I love. Like that was kind of the idea behind it. Again, these are things I'm not that in tune with. I've got to get better at. And with the lane train coming, we've got to run like a true professional business.
Yeah, maybe patches.
I would love a patch. We definitely need patches. Yeah, free koozies. Again, from Swampwood, you're 100% right. We need free koozies. A membership tier. Again, these are all things that I want to do. And YouTube does it. We're limited. And I want to be able, I feel like it's just the Patreon. Once you set it up, we can really get going. Like people like LFGM who have been like they've been here since day one, and they have taken beatings from me. They deserve a couple of koozies, you know, and they're Met fans. I mean, how awful could it be? They're late. Stricklin's even late. Maybe it's just a UF thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
Well, Greg's nervous. There we go. Click it on, big guy. No hot mics here. Here he comes. Oh, it's James Franklin for sure, Nathan. Yeah, for sure.
Mark from Scott Stricklin, and then he'll answer some questions from the media. He'll be followed by interim head coach Billy Gonzalez, who will begin with an opening statement and then answer questions from the media. And then we'll have 3 players for you guys for questions. Scott Stricklin.
Wow. I mean, we're business. I don't know, but I like him.
I like him.
I like him.
Thanks, Scott.
Make that guy the head coach.
How we doing, guys? Everybody good?
Uh-oh, Scott. Hey.
Welcome.
He does it? No.
Thank you for being here. Wanted to just kind of touch base after the news yesterday, the decision to make a change in the head coaching position here at Florida, and felt like that was best interest for football program going forward. Not an easy decision. Anytime you make those kind of decisions that impact people personally, especially people that you care about, those are just tough, challenging decisions. Had a meeting with Coach Napier, and as you would expect, he handled it as graciously as anybody could. None of us will find a finer individual. His integrity, his character, the way he's led this place, the investment that he's made into this football program will always be appreciated, and I think we will benefit from it for a long, long time. I'm incredibly appreciative of Billy, and I think we're all sad and disappointed it didn't work out from a result standpoint the way we wanted, but just feel so strongly about who he is as a person, and he's leaving this place in a much better position than when he found it.
Wow.
From, the quality of the roster,
I
a lot of the support structure.
This guy needs some nuts.
Our team benefits now, whether it's the life skills program like Gatorade or other things. He's, the kind of people he's brought in this program has been top notch. And so I just want to acknowledge that and how much respect and appreciation. We wish him and Allie and their kids nothing but the best. And he's got a lot of good days ahead of him. I'm convinced of that. After that meeting, I met with Billy Gonzalez and asked if he would step in as the interim head coach. And obviously he agreed to do so. I've known Billy a long time. Obviously, he's been around the University of Florida now in his 3 different decades. Been a part of 3 different staffs. Has been a part of this place when we were winning championships. And so he understands that pedigree. And this place, I think, is important to him. And I think he will do a great job of leading this group and the staff through the remainder of this season, and believe this gives us the best chance to have the kind of success we want to finish this season on a strong note. Also met with the staff. We got a lot of high character people in positions of coaching or support staff, and they're going to continue to work hard for the University of Florida, work hard for these players, and put them in position to be successful. Had a really good meeting with the team. And I'll share 3 things I told the team with you. And I've been around this group. Some of these players have been here for a few years, but even the young guys, I'm around. I'm at practice. I travel with them on game days, on road trips. There's 3 things I know about this group. Number 1, this is a really talented group. We have a lot of ability on this roster. I saw this note the other day. This team became the first team in 57 years to play 4 straight top 10 opponents. And we competed on the field talent-wise, toe-to-toe with every one of those. We didn't win as many games as we wanted to, but there was no question that we had the talent to compete at that level. And I believe we have the talent to compete with anybody left on our schedule. This is a talented group of football players, and I know that. Second thing I know is the University of Florida matters to this group. They chose the University of Florida. They wanted to be here, and they want to have the success that you expect to have when you come play for the University of Florida. And that's the third thing, is they want to win. Winning is important to this group. They look around, they see other teams on this campus winning at a high level. They see what the basketball team did last spring. They want to be a part of that. They want to have those same experiences. So they're really talented. They care about the University of Florida, and they want to win. And our coaches and our staff, our administration, Gator Nation, we owe it to them to do everything we can to support them through the rest of this season and give them every opportunity to go out and win some ball games and finish strong.
Billy Gonzalez.
Don't let what's happened up to this point be what defines them, but what happens the rest of the way be what defines them. And I think they'll
About
do
to
that.
go on a run, son.
So on the next steps from the leadership part of the football program, obviously we have a search that we're going to conduct, and that's my responsibility. Goal is pretty simple. We want to compete for championships, and not just compete, but we want to win championships.
Uh-oh.
The University of Florida, as you guys well know, is the only school in the country that's won 3 national titles in football and men's basketball. It's the only school this century, that has won at least 1 title in football and men's basketball. And the Gators have won 3 in both. There's very few places that provide the opportunities that you have at the University of Florida. There's somebody out there who can come in here and put this football program in a position where it can win championships. This search is going to be thorough. It's going to be deliberate. Despite, speculation about, particular candidates or things that have already been done, we are early in this process, and it will be a very thorough process. To that end, we have engaged with Turnkey ZRG as a search consultant in this process. I think they can bring a lot of value, and looking forward to working with them. This university has a lot of alignment. We have a really strong group of board of trustees. They have, they provide great leadership. Excited about Dr. Landry. I think he was a great selection as our president, and looking forward to continue to work with him, but really impressed with the leadership that he's providing. Throughout the university, there's just great leadership, and there's a shared commitment to excellence in every corner of this campus. It's a world-class university. We have a world-class athletic program, the only athletic program in the country that's finished in the top 10 of the Directors' Cup every year that it has existed, routinely in the top 5 in the all sports, 49 national championships. There's a lot of success here, and there's a lot of things to build off of, and it's a standard of excellence and winning that we have to continue to perpetuate. The other thing I'd say is the University of Florida has for a long time been invested in being good in football. I don't think we've ever been as invested as we are right now. There's never been a time that
I agree.
Many financial resources and as much commitment has gone into making Gator football as good as it can be, whether it's elite facilities like the one we're standing in here now, the Hebner Training Complex, strong NIL infrastructure, all the other comprehensive things we do to help our athletes, whether it's the Hawkins Center at Farrier Hall from an academic standpoint, nutrition with the Condren Dining Center. There's just so many things that are in place for this program to be successful at the highest level. And we're here to win championships, and I think we have a really unique opportunity for somebody to walk into. So I'll take a few questions, and then we'll have Coach Gonzalez come up.
What would you pinpoint as the key reason it didn't work out? I mean, especially given what you just said, everything's in place.
Edgar, that's there's probably another day and time for a postmortem on that part of it. Obviously I had a lot of faith in Billy, and had a lot of confidence because he has so many traits of what it takes to be successful. There's these things are inexact science when you're dealing with choosing people, right? And I'm not exactly sure why. I have some thoughts, but he's obviously he did a lot of really good things, and just at the end of the day, we didn't win to the level we needed to.
There was a lot made of just like the offensive side of the football. What were conversations with like during off seasons to maybe calibrate what was going on there, because it just didn't seem to ever get traction?
Yeah, we had a lot of conversations related to that. We spent probably hours in conversation. I shared with him that I thought that his strength may be in leading the program and overseeing the bigger picture. But at the end of the day, my philosophy is you hire head coaches. As athletic directors, you hire head coaches. You give them the authority to make decisions on how they want to run their program, and then you hold them accountable to that. And
you want to see a dead
that's
body?
probably a big part of the reason why we're here today.
Scott, are you going to be
Scotty!
for hiring
Scotty!
football coach here?
I am, yes.
How much input will you get from the board of trustees, from Turnkey, from some of your maybe your direct reports?
Yeah, well, I'll use every available resource, and we have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. So I'll be listening to a lot and taking a lot of suggestions and advice, and we do have a lot of access to a lot of information, so we'll utilize all of that.
I just want to clarify something about Billy with the play calling. When you decided to bring him back last year, was that part of the discussion and part of your decision to bring him back was the expectation that he would hire a play caller? And then when he decided not to do that, what was your reaction?
I'm going to keep those conversations between the two of us private,
Yes.
but we had a lot of conversations related to that. It wasn't this or else. As I said, ADs hire head coaches. They don't hire assistant coaches. And, that was his decision.
At what point was the decision made to dismiss Billy, and at what point was he told that he would no longer be?
Well, I met with him yesterday morning, and, I just felt like that was the right time to going into the open date for us to move ahead here.
There's
Kevin?
really a type in what like the fans want, but in terms of parameters, some people are saying like group of 5, offensive mind. I mean, what are you looking for in terms of the type of coach?
My sense is we will have a wide variety of candidates. We want people who can win championships at the University of Florida. That's going to be our goal. We want somebody who can come in here, be a strong leader, and win championships. And like I said, there's probably people from a lot of different backgrounds that could have the potential to do that. It is tricky. There are 3 current coaches in college football who have won national championships. So unless one of those 3 decide that they want to come and we think they're the right fit, we're going to have to be making a projection somewhere along the line. And sometimes you find that person, and we've had instances here where we've brought people in, and my guess is most of the coaches who have won national titles at the University of Florida across various sports, I don't know this for a fact, but my guess is the first time they ever won one was at the University of Florida. So we need to find somebody who can come in here and join that list.
The job market's already kind of pretty active this cycle and might get crazy. What are the advantages for you all in being, officially open at this juncture?
Well, time is an asset, and you would, certainly I think that's going to be beneficial. The more time you have, the easier it is. One of the unique things about these high-profile positions, searches like football, like maybe men's basketball, is usually those are the time to make those searches is compressed. And I've been usually there. You have a week or two, and you feel there's some kind of impending date that you want to get it to because it's a portal opening up or signing day occurring or whatever. We have a little bit more time in this circumstance. Signing day isn't until the first week in December. Portal doesn't open until January, and we have a chance to be very thorough.
How advantageous are the new transfer portal rules? Even compared to the first bye week, if this move was something you were deliberating at that time, how much does this change the picture?
I think it makes a lot more sense, the new rules that got put in a couple weeks ago, on a lot of different levels. So I'm glad they've made those changes.
So how much more confident are you in making the 3rd hire as opposed to the 1st and 2nd?
Yeah. Every time you go through these processes, you learn something, and you use that information and what went well, what didn't, and how can you improve upon it. And I'm confident that we've learned lessons, whether it's football, men's basketball. As I said, those two, all coaching searches have a unique rhythm to them, but those 2 are unique relative to the rest. And we certainly have been through enough of those. We'll keep learning through the process.
What are some of the lessons that you've learned that you could share with us?
Yeah, I think time, is always more valuable when you're in these processes. And the more time you have, I think you have a chance to be more thorough and talk to more people. A couple more questions. I'll get Coach Gonzalez up here.
Scott, you kind of pitched the program and the benefits, but it's a very crowded job market. How do you stand out when you're up against other big programs?
I think that logo stands out, right? That, the Gator head is pretty special. And, state of 22 million people, third largest state in the country, over 500,000 living alumni, top 5 public university. We've had, 14, 16 straight sellouts. I've lost track of the number at the Swamp. And the results on the field haven't been what we are accustomed to, yet our fans, Gator Nation, keeps coming and supporting at such a high level. The facilities, there's just the access to talent. Young people want to be at the University of Florida, right? This is a place that just people are drawn to. Every coach that we have on this campus will tell you that kids will answer the phone when they see it's from the Gators. And so I just think we have a lot of advantages that we need to utilize.
I kind of doubted his back.
He's a little juiced up today. I like it.
Drug you to
Start
this
off slow, coming out
reluctantly.
finish
Can you
strong.
just set the record straight in terms of what was there, how much of that did you listen to, and how much of that did affect your decision?
Yeah, this is a really unique place because of our boosters are incredibly supportive, but they also take a lot of pride in the fact that of how they conduct themselves. And I have a lot of encouragement. I have a lot of support, but I don't have anybody reaching over trying to grab the steering wheel. And I think that's one of the things that makes this place really unique, and it's one of the reasons we've had as much success. The board of trustees hires a president. The president hires an athletic director. The athletic director is supported by the boosters and season ticket holders and everybody else who loves the Gators to go make the right decisions.
How challenging is the financial hit?
It's not insignificant. The market kind of dictates that. We're blessed that we have tremendous resources, but it's not unlimited. So we'll have to manage that. We will.
Scott, we got that.
Resources are not going to be a reason why we don't make the right decision going forward. So.
That's a Brinks truck.
Can these contracts continue the way they are? I mean, you're looking at what happened at Penn State. This is a drop in the bucket compared to that.
Yeah, again, I go back to we all want to be competitive, whether it's NIL, whether it's coaching salaries. We're all responding to what the market dictates, and we could sit here and talk high and mighty how we're going to draw the line, and it would probably impact the pool of candidates you have depending on how strict you draw that line. So we're going to try to be as smart as we can with our resources and make the best possible decision. But we're also going to be very competitive. Last one.
Will this be a negotiated buyout or the full amount?
We're going to honor the contract as it's written. So we'll get Coach Gonzalez up here right now. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all being here.
Hold on, bud. $5 from Jeremy. He goes $10.
Juiced up.
He goes $5 for laying down the law, for Scotty laying down the law, and then gave us $10. We go, Coach. Let's go, Coach.
Let's go, Coach.
How are y'all today?
We're doing great, Coach.
Everybody doing good?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Juiced up.
Appreciate y'all coming. Good afternoon. Good morning. First of all, I'd like to thank Coach Napier for his 4 years of work and dedication and service to this program and the student athletes here at the University of Florida. Coach Napier is a terrific coach and a better man, and he's built a tremendous culture here at the University of Florida. I have nothing but great things to say about Coach Napier, and I'm very thankful for my time working with him and getting to know him and his amazing family. I want to thank Mr. Scott Stricklin and the administration for the opportunity to lead the program for the remainder of the season and their belief and trust in me to do so. In spite of the circumstances, I'm honored and humbled to be speaking in front of you today. Florida is a special place to me. I've worked for this program for 12 years. I take this new role to heart. It means a ton to me. I've seen what this program can be firsthand. Like Mr. Stricklin said in his statement, the standards and the expectations at the University of Florida and Gator football program are to win championships, not to simply just compete. For us moving forward, we need to get back to work. The results so far this season have not been up to the Gator standard. I have full trust not only in our student athletes, but in this staff to make the most of the season. We have a responsibility to do that, not only for this program, but for our fans. Florida is a destination. This program is one of the premier programs and schools in the country. I'll do my very best every day to make sure our student athletes and our staff work tirelessly to meet and uphold our Gator standards. I appreciate it, and I'll take some
I've
questions
heard enough.
if you have some.
Build the statue.
Any staff changes moving forward?
As far as staff changes, everybody that's on the staff is going to be as of right now, is still going to be on the staff.
What about roles and who's going to call plays moving forward?
Sure. I think as you look at the defensive side, obviously is Let It Eat. Coach has done a fantastic job over there. Coach, he's done fantastic. The whole defensive staff has done an amazing job. They work extremely well together. Their players are motivated, and they play with a lot of energy. Offensively, we're going to do kind of a collaborative effort as far as how we game plan. It's something that I've been used to over the years. Coach Sale, Coach Jaluk will have a lot of input as far as the run game, what we're doing to make sure that we're going to be able to break down and see what the opponents are going to be giving us, that we're going to have an opportunity to hopefully take advantage of. And then obviously in the pass game, you're going to have Coach Callaway, who's our offensive coordinator, who leads the offensive staff. He does an unbelievable job. He does a fantastic job at leading. He does a fantastic job of making sure that everybody's on the same page. He's going to continue to work hand in hand with Coach O'Hara and the rest of the staff, offensive staff that we have. But as I said, it's going to be a collaborative effort. Coach will still be highly involved in everything. But I think one of the unique changes that I've mentioned with Mr. Stricklin is football has changed. And what I mean by that is there's been a time NIL has changed, recruiting has changed. Well, the addition of the green dot on that football helmet has significantly changed how we coach and how we communicate. 5 to 6 years ago, it was anybody would go out there and you have the scripts, you come out and you type them up, and it didn't matter who would call the play. You'd sit there with the quarterback, you're in the huddle, and they can call the play. The quarterback reads it right off off the sheet, and that's kind of how we went. But the green dot, I think, is something that's been a game changer. And in my opinion, this is my opinion. I think it's going to be helpful for us, but I'm going to let Coach Callaway is going to be the OC, but I'm going to let Coach O'Hara call the plays. And I think the most important piece to that is there's a rhythm piece between him and DJ. I think it's really important that the quarterback is an extension of his teacher. And in this particular setting for the next 5 games, I think that's going to be critical. DJ's got a great relationship with both, but I think it's going to be an opportunity just to hit home over and over the teaching methods that go on in the meeting, and let him be familiar with that voice over and over in the practice setting and in the game.
How much did we see the offense change just with some wrinkles and things now with this new structure?
I think you'll see some things that are a little different. I think one thing that I want to hopefully continue to assert in the offense is I think we've got a lot of playmakers, and I'd like to be able to spread it out a little bit, hopefully, and get some of those players involved. Not necessarily change a lot. Here's the great thing about Coach Napier's offense. We actually have an arsenal of plays within the system. So it's kind of basically picking and choosing and allowing our quarterback to be in a position to do the things that he does best. And I think, that's the ultimate goal as our offensive staff. Again, Coach Callaway does an amazing job, and he's going to continue to keep us together as an offensive staff and put those plays together for us.
Is it going to be more of the executive head coach and let somebody else coach the receivers, or will you continue to be hands-on receivers?
I'll continue to be hands-on with them still, but at the same time, I think as we move forward into the situation, I'd like to be kind of more of a manager to make sure that we're moving in the right direction as a football program, making sure that the players are getting everything that they need. And again, obviously, we've got a good group of receivers in the meeting room right now, and we've got some good young coaches, and we've got some coaches on staff that have also coached that position that we'll have a chance to visit it.
Who in particular would be taking over some of the receiving?
Well, we haven't specifically talked yet as far as who will truly take over that position as we go forward, but I feel very, very confident in the guys that we have on staff right now. And the coaches, Coach Lucas and Coach Decker, do a fantastic job along the way with me as well.
Coach Meyer, first brought you here 20 years ago? Did you lean on him or any other mentors for advice in this role?
I have. I did. I spoke with Coach Meyer last night, so we had a chance to catch up a little bit.
We're back.
And I think he was my position coach in college. He was obviously had a chance to work with him at 3 different stops, and I did. I reached out to him, and I wanted to have a chance to just talk to him a little bit about the team concept. And I think one of the unique things he talked about, and we talked about, is you're walking into a situation where it's not the perfect situation for you, Billy. But at the same time, you got to make sure you're here for the players. We've got a bunch of seniors on this football team. We've got a bunch of underclassmen that are fighting, and they're going to do everything that they can to be successful. But when you look at it, we went back and we started talking about the 2 national championships. I was very fortunate to be a part of those teams, and we started talking a little bit. And you know what? We weren't perfect back then either. We had a fight. We had to change some things. The things that we wanted to work at, and possibly when we first got here, we thought we were going to be a spread, but we didn't have all the pieces. And we changed. We had Billy Latsko. We had Eric Rutledge. We utilized the personnel that allowed us to be successful. So, like I said, I know it's not a perfect situation, but nothing in life is. Again, the one thing that I do know for sure is that these players are resilient. They're tough. They're competitors, and they don't have quit anywhere in their DNA. So I'm excited for the opportunity to have a chance to work with them. And again, from my standpoint, I want to continue to help build them and grow them as men. We talked to this as our staff. Our staff's the same exact way. Is our responsibility is to help these young men grow and continue to grow as young men. And if we can continue to help them grow as men, the athlete's always going to rise to the top. I was not in there for the time that Coach Napier had the opportunity to speak with them, but been through this before, obviously, and as a coach, as a player, anytime you lose a figurehead like Coach Napier was an incredible man, incredible leader. I look around and what he's done for this program. It's always hard. It's hard. It's hard for coaches. It's hard for staff members, and so you've got to be as somebody that's part of the staff. I've got to be aware of it and make sure that everybody's on the same page. But yeah, there's feelings that are involved, and from the players too. Again, we've met with the leadership committee, and they do a fantastic job. One of the things we talked about was a question that was raised and asked was, who do we need to make sure that we kind of keep an eye on? And whether it was the freshmen, the sophomores, and one of the older players. And no, coach, it's the entire team. It's everybody. We're in this together. So. They've got a heartbeat, and so yeah, the change will be hopefully a smooth transition, and that's kind of why I'm here.
Is it your hope to be part of the next staff?
I'm sorry?
Is it your hope to be part of the next staff?
I love Florida. You all know I love Florida. This is a special place to me. My daughter was born here 20 years ago. I've been here with 3 different head coaches. I've won 2 national championships. I've seen what it can do. Not just the University of Florida football, but Mr. Stricklin talked about the academics. He talked about all the other athletic programs around here. It's a special place. So this is a goal to mine would be to obviously to be able to stay here. But my first goal is to make sure that we put a fantastic group of players on that football field that are going to compete and play for the University of Florida. I told these guys yesterday, and it's really important that I tell my room this. When you're in my room with the wide receivers, I always talk about you play for the patch. And that means a lot to me. It means a lot to our players. I had a long talk with Brandon Spikes this past year, and we went back, but it is. You play for the patch. And I think that's the most important thing. The players, we play for the patch. You represent your name on the back of your jersey. And I think when you put them together,
Alligator
I think
has
you
a
get
good
something
comment.
special.
What you just said, just what does it mean to you to have this opportunity and to lead this program?
It means everything to me.
I think he messed up by saying he's
and
gonna
it all
call
comes
plays.
back down to, you know what, it's do your job. And we have a job to do. We were hired here to do a job. And the great thing about it, Coach Napier put a staff together. And I'm looking around at some of them, and you see they're all on board. They understand where we want to be. We understand that he did, like I said, he put together an incredible staff of coaches that have one goal. to move forward, continue to do our job. And I talked about that with the players yesterday, and I talked about it. Our job and our responsibility is to do our job. Everything we do is put on film. Everything we do is going to be out there. Make sure when every rep you take as a player, it's your resume. And for us as a coaching staff, we got to go do the same thing. Every chance we get to teach our players, we got to do the best that we can possibly do to put them in the best situation to be successful on the field, because we know they don't have any quit. We know they're going to compete for us. So absolutely.
Yeah, obviously, you know what it's supposed to look like offensively here at the University of Florida. It hasn't looked that way this season. What has it been like behind the scenes to kind of watch the offense struggle like this? And do you think these last 5 games can be a chance to maybe even take the chains off, unleash it a little bit?
Well, from the same side, and then looking out from your side, I see the same things. Obviously we want to be more productive. We want to be more explosive. That's going to be something that we'll talk about as a staff offensively to see what we can do. But I think every player has strengths, and I think the one thing that we want to be able to do is put our players in the best possible position and play to their strengths. And if that means tweaking some things where we can get guys, whether it's RPOs, taking different types of shots, different types of play actions, that's all part of it. But it's to I've said this over and over. It's not about the play. It's about the player, and it always will be. The player's the one that's going to go make the plays, and you got to be able to put them in an advantageous position. We've got great players here, so if we can put them, get some guys the ball in space and let them work, I think you'll see a Florida offense that's ready to roll.
Aaron, move upstairs.
As of right now, we have not talked about that. I do like him down on the ground, getting a chance. I think it's important that he has an opportunity to sit and talk to DJ and have DJ look at him in the eyes. And I think that's always something that I've always thought was an important piece as a quarterback coach, getting a chance. And again, that's the main reason to me why I would like him to call plays, just because of that relationship of being able to look at the quarterback, talk to the quarterback, visualize the quarterback. So they're seeing the same things and hearing the same things.
And you can apply, Gators. We haven't talked to you all season.
O'Hare.
Freshman.
Yeah.
What's your assessment of these 2 young men?
We'll speak to that in a minute.
Well, I really like all my freshmen, to be honest with you. And I know some of them are redshirting, but if you talk about, VB is an incredible football player. He's super smart. He's super detailed. If you were to walk into a meeting, you'd see him taking notes. He's got his iPad out. He's taking notes, and that translates. If you're good in the academic setting and you're taking care of what you need to do as far as learning, the learning atmosphere, it translates. And he's done a fantastic job. He's super quick when it comes to picking up an offense or a play. You can talk to him about it. He can visualize it. He can see it. Then we go out and rep it, obviously. But he's got an innate ability. He's got great make you miss. He's got great speed. And he's got a great desire to be great. He's got that want to. He's a competitor. He wants to be great. So extremely excited about his productivity so far and his future, obviously. And then, Dallas, it's been great to get him back out. Obviously, we knew he had an injury that he battled through at the beginning of the season. And it weighed heavy on him. It took a toll on him. It bothered him. It hurt him as an individual. And you hate to see it happen, but you always like to see somebody that it cares. When somebody's not afraid to shed a tear because they want to be on that football field. But the great thing about Dallas, every walkthrough, every I guess I should say a game prep. Every time we did anything, he stood right next to me. So when we were signaled to the receivers, he stood right next to me. When we went out on practice, he stood right next to me. So he was constantly getting his reps, mental reps, standing next to me, seeing the signals, getting a chance to talk to me. And he's a competitor. He's obviously got great size, and he can cause some mismatches.
Having played for Urban, having coached under Urban, and how demanding he is, what have you taken from him that translates into what you're going to be doing now?
Well, I think when Urban obviously was a fantastic coach, and he still is a fantastic coach. But I think if you start looking at some of the things we talk about, how we want to win and why we win. Obviously we want to be able to score in the red zone. We want to be able to play great defense. We want to win the turnover battle, and we want to be great on special teams, obviously, again. But, he's he's a great motivator. He's a great mind, and the players, the one thing that he did is he had his team ready to play. And I think that's a goal of mine. Obviously, they've entrusted me and have given me that opportunity. And my goal is to make sure that these guys understand I'm going to be me. I'm a little different than Coach Napier. I love Coach. I'm different than Urban. I'm different than some of the other coaches I've worked for. I'm going to be me, but I want to make sure that these guys know we're going to try to put them in the best possible position to go make those plays. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the opportunity, by all means.
To be a head coach, Colorado State's open. This could be a hell of a 5-game audition for you.
I want to win. I want to win here. This is a special place. I want to win here. I want to take care of these guys over there. I'm looking at those 3 football players right there, what they've been through. Obviously, I've known Jake for quite a long time. He played football with my son in high school, so I've had a chance to follow his career. And these guys are competitors. So the one thing that I want to do, we want to win. We want to win the right way. We want to put these guys in a great position to go out and go out a winner for some of these seniors. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Come on, Billy! Wow, we're back. You're muted. Make him the head coach.
We gonna address the elephant in the room here? Oh, we'll wait.
Not taped up. No, we're recovery day. Ankles are out, boys.
All right, make Jake Slaughter the head coach. Disregard.
Your reaction to the news that Billy would not be here anymore?
You know, I think I can identify a lot with our guys, and that we were all pretty upset about it. But you know, we understand that it's a production business, and it is what it is.
I love this guy.
As the leader of the team, as an upperclassman, was there anything that you maybe expressed to younger players, someone that maybe not been through a coaching change before, just how'd you motivate them, if anything?
No, I think that, there's guys like myself, Austin Barber, Tyreek Sapp, and, a handful of other guys that, unfortunately we've been through this before. We've had coaching changes in season, and, I think we can serve as a good resource. And, I tried to tell guys, talk to a recruit. I have a good relationship with Nari Carr, at IMG. He was an Ocala guy, and, him and I talk. So, it's about the place. It's about, like Coach G says, playing for the logo. And, we want to make this logo proud. We want to play for each other and, in all kinds of weather.
Does the bye week give you a chance to kind of maybe process it all and really recover before you get into game plan?
I think that definitely is part of it. I think that having a bye week is advantageous here, but I think it ultimately it's going to come down to execution and taking care of your business.
Talk about being upset, and Scott talked about the time
Daddy
that comes
Jake.
from a change mid-season. But as a player, what does that do when everything changes, even if it is a bye week?
I think that change it's part of life. Yeah, I would say that there's a lot that happens with change, especially one like this. It comes with a change in coaching, but it does a lot. And I think that we're going to lean on each other in the locker room. We're going to lean on each other and the coaches that take care of us now, and we're going to ultimately work to make each other proud and go play our best ball.
What's the biggest impact Billy had on you think?
I was super fortunate. I didn't know who Billy Napier was when I was getting recruited. I was a Florida guy. He was in Louisiana at the time. I didn't know he existed, and I don't know if he knew I existed. So I was so fortunate that he came in and he treated me like I was one of his guys that he recruited, and he cared for me more than anything. And he taught us all so much about just being a good man, being a good ball player, taking care of your guys. So I can't talk enough about the type of imprint he left on us and our character as men.
Why do you think it didn't work out? What would you pinpoint? Is there anything?
I don't think I can pinpoint one thing or another. I think that ultimately like I said, it's a production business, and we didn't get it done. And, it wasn't one thing all the time. It wasn't, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's beyond me.
He was pretty emotional Saturday night. What was his level, and what was his message to you guys yesterday?
So Miles, DJ, and I, we decided that we're going to keep what happened, between us. But I'll tell you that it was a powerful message, and we all greatly appreciate Coach Napier and the type of man that he was for us.
Okay. Billy Gonzalez, he's known you for a while. Would you talk about him, please?
I have so much respect for Coach Gonzalez. Like he talked about, I played, his boy was my high school quarterback my senior year. So I have a lot of unique experiences there that maybe not everybody else has with Coach Gonzalez. And, the type of guys that he's been around as coaches, the type of players he's developed here at the University of Florida. And you talk about a logo guy, him and, Coach Mike P. And, those are the guys you want to make proud, the guys that get it, the guys that truly care about the place. So, I have a lot of respect for Coach Gonzalez.
How motivated are you to keep this team together, and so that when your college career is done, that you're leaving it in a better place than you found it?
It's all that matters to me.
You were also here 4 years ago, the last time there was a coaching change. What do you remember about that time, and what are some of the lessons that you can take from that year into now?
Yeah, I think it's very different. I was 18 years old, and now I'm 22 years old, and now I'm playing ball. So it is different. I think there's always going to be lessons you can take, and I was thinking about it last night. Type of things that I remember going through at that time, and I remembered seniors like Stuart Reese, seniors like Gene DeLance in my room that really took care of the young guys and told us, ultimately it's about going playing ball and taking care of your guys, and I feel like that's something that stuck with me my whole career.
What are your expectations for Ryan O'Hara getting a shot to call plays?
I'm excited for Coach O'Hara. He's one of those guys that, he works his tail off. He develops quarterbacks. He works with quarterbacks. He works with the entire offense, and he's a great leader. He's called up protection meetings, making sure we're on the same page. And, he's got a good sense of humor. He has a great human element to him, and I'm excited for Coach O'Hara.
What's Billy Gonzalez like at practice?
He's fired up. He's awesome, man. Like he's, I think to some extent, your room's an extension of you. You're not all the time, but you know what I mean? Like your personality is going to show through your guys. So you talk about like, your Dallas Wilson of the world who's, he plays like his hair's on fire. He practices like his hair's on fire. And, Coach Gonzalez, he gets fired up. He loves up on his guys, and he expects a lot out of them. So I think you can see that.
With Georgia coming up, how much does that just kind of, energize the team, taking this next step that's kind of uncertain?
Mm-hmm. No, I think there's always going to be uncertainty in football, and I think that's part of the game. But I think everybody's excited to go compete.
All right, appreciate you.
All right, thank y'all. Have a good one.
I got a tinkle.
Hurry up.
Who's next?
Who do you think?
What was the list?
Flags.
Oh, dang it.
Appreciate y'all.
I'm going to watch my peak.
Through what this moment has been like for you as someone that Billy identified you, pursued you aggressively. You were one of his marquee guys that he brought in. What this moment has meant for you?
Yeah, no, it's been hard for sure. Coach Billy Napier, he recruited me here, and I'm forever thankful for him. My family's forever thankful for him. But at the end of the day, you still got to continue to get better. Me personally, got to continue to take each and every day as another day to improve at my craft, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
How emotional was Sunday for you and just the guys?
Yeah, it was very emotional. Like Jake said, we're not going to really get into all the details of what was said, but it's very emotional, and I'm forever thankful for Coach Napier.
How do you describe your relationship with Coach O'Hara and with him calling the plays now? How do you envision that working for the rest of the season?
Yeah, for sure, man. Coach O'Hara, he's been there from the beginning. He's taught me a lot, even when I was in high school, having meetings with him, during the recruiting process, and him helping me with different things and stuff like that. So I have a great relationship with Coach O'Hara, and I'm excited for it.
Have you talked to him yet about calling plays?
Yeah, we talked, yes, sir. We have conversations, so it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
What are your expectations on how he could impact the offense?
Yeah, he knows what I like. He knows what I don't like. He knows what I excel at. He knows what I need to work on. So it's going to be great. Like Coach Billy G said, having that player to coach communication is going to be huge, and I'm excited for it.
Billy G said he wants you guys to spread it out and throw to the receivers more. Does that excite you to hear that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yes, sir. Definitely. Anytime you can get the ball to your playmakers and let them do what they do in space and they get the yards for you, that's always a happy thing to see. So, yeah.
He's known as a very detail-oriented coach. What is your personal observations of Billy?
Billy G? Yeah. I'd say he gets after it. And I've grown close to him, him coaching with the receivers and things like that, and just being around him and his family. He has an incredible wife. They're great people, and I'm excited.
Coach Napier's message to you guys, just going forward, like, what do you say just about going forward? Maybe like, you don't have to get into personal stuff, but maybe what was his message about finishing out the season?
Yeah, he basically just like finish. That's all he really kind of was getting to, so yeah.
As much as that, the question of Billy Napier's future hung over this team last year and this year, is there a sense of relief that at least there is something moving forward? You know what's happening?
Yeah, I just say, my whole thing is to keep the guys together. We got to go finish strong these 5 games. I'm gonna play my heart out. I'm gonna continue to get better each and every day, and my guys are gonna do the same thing. So that's our goal.
What can you say about your commitment beyond this season? Are you committed to the University of Florida for long term?
Yeah, I'm a Florida Gator, man. I'm focused right now. My biggest focus right now is these 5 games and continue to better my craft and continue to develop as a player.
What would you like to see in the next coach here?
Yeah, I can't. That's all. I can just control what I can control, and all I can control is, like I said, one day at a time. And continue to better my craft and to continue to be a better human.
How do you think you're coming along this season? I mean, September is rough, we know, but how do you feel like you've come along in October?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, and I'm thankful for it all, the good and the bad. God doesn't make any mistakes, and I'm just excited to see where my journey continues and how I can continue to get better.
Feel like that you're starting to kind of find your rhythm more. I mean, the other day you showed some real escapability maybe we haven't seen. Looks like you're
for
feeling
sure,
better.
man. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mind space. Like I said, man, I just love playing football. And you can't really, these reps are priceless, man. Just going out there playing these games are priceless. So I'm excited just to go out there and compete with my guys and leave it all on the field.
Going back to Edgar's point about you running around, I feel like you're the most mobile that you've been since the Kentucky game last year?
Say it again.
You mentioned you running around in the last game. Do you feel like right now you're the most mobile that you've been since the Kentucky game last year before you got hurt?
Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling great. Kudos to the training staff, Paul Silvestri, all those guys up there, they've been helping me throughout this. It's been a long journey, and I'm thankful for those guys that have been helping me, mentally and physically. So, yeah.
What does that do for you when you get your legs back? You can run.
Yeah, I'm still, trying to get it together, figure it out, But no, it's great, when you can have abilities to do things with your legs and in the air. So, yeah.
How critical is this open week going to be, considering all the changes, to kind of get ready for Georgia?
Yeah, it's huge. My biggest thing right now is being the Georgia Bulldogs and just rallying the troops, man. I can't wait to get out there and go sling it to the guys, throw the ball with the guys, and just get out there and sweat with them again and just get out there and compete. And that's what it's all about, competing and having fun with your brothers.
Keeping the team together.
So, yeah.
You mentioned keeping the team together being one of your focuses. Do you think that's a little bit easier right now, given the changes to the transfer portal recently?
Say it again.
Is it easier to keep the team together right now, knowing that the portal's not opening up right when a head coach is fired?
Yeah, I don't really know all the rules into all that. I don't know, but it's about me and my guys, and that's what it's been about, and that's what it's going to continue to be about. How can we continue to get better as a group, as players, and just developing our craft?
Coach Gonzalez talked about playing for the patch. What does that mean to you?
And that means everything to me. Playing for this logo, man, this logo means a lot to me, and I'm just thankful and part of be able to be a part of such a great, history of being a Florida Gator. So I'm excited.
Does last year's Georgia with you get, does that add to the motivation at Stricklin going forward?
I think that's our boy Cam.
Yes, sir, for sure. I've been waiting for this game for a long time, and I'm excited to get out there. Like I said, man, I'm a big competitive guy, man. I just love to get out there, compete, fight with my guys, and yeah.
Billy G's connection to starting under Urban. Let's talk about how much that means, given that he's, the success that he had and kind of that he's that link to the program's success.
Yeah, it's great when you can, always have great resources, and I'm excited for Coach Billy G. I'm excited, to learn from him and to continue to develop and continue to get better as a player.
All right, appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Go Gators.
Look, people are kind of getting frustrated. The questions, I don't think I think a lot, everything's moving so fast. And I think that not everybody's prepared, so we're hearing a lot of repeat of the same questions. I think we got what we wanted. Here we go.
How y'all doing?
Linebacker Miles Grant, whenever you guys are.
How emotional was this yesterday for you guys?
Oh, my God.
I saw your tweet, and I know there was a lot of outpouring on social media, and I'm sure in that room too.
Yeah, it was very emotional. Coach Napier is a great man, great coach, and it was hard to see him go, but we have to keep moving forward. Like he said, he wants us to finish, and I'm focused on, like DJ said, rallying the guys for these last 5 games and making the most of what's left, man.
Your dad went through a coaching change when he was here, going from Coach Spurrier to Ron Zook. Did you reach out to him for advice on what that experience was like, how he handled things at the time?
Yeah, I did. I called him right after it happened, actually, and we talked and we debriefed, and it wasn't easy on him either, and a coaching change isn't easy on anybody. So he just told me to stay focused, stay disciplined, stay focused on what I can control, don't be worried about what's coming and what's next. Just be present, be where my feet are, and that's really important to me. And that's the message I'm trying to get across to my guys too.
Despite just being a sophomore, how motivated do you feel to be one of the guys who's leading the charge of keeping this team together, making sure you guys don't fracture, splinter over the final 5 games?
No, it means the world to me, man. I'm living out my dream, honestly. Despite the circumstances, everything that's going on, I'm still living out my dream. This is what I prayed for, and I'm extremely excited to keep fighting with my guys. I get 5 more opportunities to play the game I love with my brothers, so that means a lot to me, man.
You guys don't really want to share the details of the conversations publicly, but how have you seen the team respond to you, to DJ, to Jake, to anyone that's stepping up right now to keep them together?
I think they're responding very well. Losing your leader is not very easy. So it's opportunity for guys like us to step up and take control and take charge of the team, man. And what's to come is going to be special. I'm excited for it.
One of the guys that made a post about Billy, what made you want to, show your respect to him publicly like that?
Yeah, man. I just to give back, Coach Napier, half of what he given me would mean the world to me, man. Coach Napier, he's a great dude, and he taught me so much. I learned a lot of lessons from him throughout my time here, even when I was a recruit. And I wish him the best, and I'm really thankful for him.
What do you think this program needs in the next head coach to get it right?
I mean, that's the head coach. That's above my pay grade, man. Yeah, absolutely. No, I don't make that decision, but we just want a competitor. We want someone that can win, man. And whoever that is, I'm gonna play my heart out for him. I'm gonna give him everything I got. I'm gonna just control what I can control.
Sounds like you have no intentions of transferring.
Oh no, man. I'm a Gator, and I'm just focused on rallying these guys for these last 5 games and just keep rolling.
What did you learn from Billy?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from Coach Napier. Just his attention to detail, just his focus, his urgency, and everything he did. Just everything. Just being a man. Adversity, fighting back through adversity. I saw how he tuned out all the bad stuff throughout his whole career, all the negative stuff, and he just kept rolling. He just kept pushing, no matter what. And that was real. That was really just significant to me, man. Just to see how strong he was in times of trials and tribulations, man. He just kept rolling no matter what.
Why do you think it didn't work out?
I can't really put my finger on one thing. It was a combination of things. The players is partly on us too. We didn't execute as well as we needed to, and we take some responsibility for that. So.
In the transfer portal world, as you mentioned, how critical is it for the leadership group to get everyone to buy into the Florida logo, the brand, to keep everyone in house?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. I still feel like we have a championship caliber roster. I think we have great talent on this team. So that's one of my focus too, is keep the guys together no matter what. Just keep our head in it, keep on rolling, and keep as many guys on this roster as possible because it truly is special.
Coaching changes can galvanize or fracture a team. We've seen UAB, UCLA. I think, how confident are you that this could be a galvanizing big moment for you guys moving forward?
Yeah, what we learn from Coach Napier all the time is how you respond. How do you respond to things? It's not about what happens to you in your life, it's how you respond. So that's a big deal for us. That's huge. And just battling through adversity, and when it's not our first time, and it won't be our last as teammates, as people, and just in life. So responding to adversity is what we're going to do, and we're going to come out stronger.
Miles, what have you seen from Coach Gonzalez that you think translates to the whole team?
Yeah, I think he brings a lot of energy. I think he's fired up all the time. I think he's a great leader. And like Jake said, your room is a reflection of you. And that room plays tenacious. They play relentless. They get the job done. So I'm excited to play for Coach Gonzalez and give my all for him.
Just how difficult was it preparing for Mississippi State, given all the noise and the uncertainty as well?
Yeah, I don't think it was as hard as you might think. I think Coach Napier prepared us for this moment. I think he prepared us for, blocking out all the noise and everything. So it was staying together. It was playing for the logo, like Coach Gonzalez said. It was honoring the name on your back. It was things like that. That's what was going into our head, and we were just blocking out the noise, and we kept going.
Surprised you that it came after a win, or did you have a feeling that, regardless of the result, that this was something that was going to occur?
No, I didn't. I honestly wasn't thinking about that, man. I was just focused on the gameplay. I was focused on getting a win, and we got that done. And, it happened at that moment, and we just, like we said, we got to finish. We just got to keep going no matter what, and we can't control what happens. That's not our decision to make. So we're just gonna keep rolling and keep playing for the logo. And when I came here, I definitely came to play for Coach Nate, but I more importantly came to play for the logo. So
There's obviously continuity on the defensive end, I guess, which is good in terms of going forward. But, just how critical is this bye week in terms of, for you guys to finish as strong as you want to?
yeah, this bye week is important. Like you said, our defense is we're not playing our best football, but we're playing good football. So getting healthy this bye week is really important. Getting healthy, some guys are a little bit banged up, so that's a big aspect, and we got some things to clean up. So I'm excited to do that, get back to work with the guys, and play some better football.
Billy G mentioned no staff changes for the rest of the season. How important is that just for continuity the rest of the season for the defense, especially with Ron continuing to call plays?
Yeah, I think that's really important. We still have the same guys upholding the standard, and we still have the same guys getting the message across to us. So having the same coaches is really important, that we know what to expect. It's not going to be much different at practice in the meeting room. We know what to expect, and we know what we need to bring every single day to play good football. So that helps.
You grew up kind of I mean, your dad was in the professional business, but you're 19, right?
I am, yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, to see your coach let go mid-season, does it just kind of spotlight just how big business this kind of is that you guys are in?
Yeah, I mean, we signed up for it. This is what we chose to do as players, as coaches, and we signed up for it, man. And I've seen coaches leave. I've seen coaches come and go. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the business. And you just got to control what you can control and keep on rolling.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Beast. Hey, Steve. Bye week, Billy. Bye week, Billy. We can still chant it, Steve. Bye week, Billy. Let's go. All right, we got a lot to talk about, Coasters. We have a lot to talk about. Where do we start?
I think we start with play calling. I think that's probably the biggest question. I know he play called in the spring game. O'Hare did.
He did.
I just don't know why we made that decision.
All right, so hold on. We're having a little glitch
Unless
here.
you know more than I do.
Huh?
Unless you know more than I do. Obviously, I saw you
Well,
texting. So
yeah, somebody, because obviously I'm on Twitter watching this. This guy goes, Russ. I tweeted out, but Dan Thompson commented underneath it. We there? I think we're having issues with the internet here.
I'm
trying,
crispy.
I'm trying to get the tab pulled up for us. Oh, we good, boys?
Yeah,
I keep logging. So, but Dan Thompson said maybe he's had his shot to call plays and it went really poor. It went really poorly, which leads me to believe that obviously he knows something we.
Oh God, what happened? He'll be right back. He'll come back in. Billy Napier cut the line. He cut the camera. He cut the feed. I'm the captain now. Boys. I know it. Just talking shit. He was just talking shit about my service. I don't even know where he's at. Let me text him. Grab the spacesuit. I don't have the spacesuit. No, we're not doing $100 shots. I got work tonight. Send you the link? Oh, okay. Hold on, boys. We're trying to get him back. We're trying to get him back. I don't know what happened. All right, we send him the link. He'll be back in a second. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know about you, but I like my play caller in the box. I don't like my play caller in the ground. And this with O'Hara calling the plays, I was kind of hoping for a quarterback challenge between him and Jones. That's not going to happen now. I don't think that happens at all. I think we're probably going to see the same stuff until the new coach gets hired. I really do. What do you boys think? Yeah, he got deported to the Shadow Realm. Okay. Ryan Tupper. O'Hara called plays at the Orange team at the spring game. Dallas balled on that team. Okay. Yeah, it is hard to see the curse from barking. That might be it. We got 1207 hanging out with us. Make sure that you hit the like, subscribe. How we feel about O'Hara? Yeah, OC not in the box. Yeah, he's not going to be in the box. He's going to be on the field. I think you have some explaining to do. Talking crap this morning about my service. You went MIA. Oh, he's froze again. Oh, I love this. I love this. I'm the captain now, baby. You're froze. Look at him like deer in headlights. He doesn't know what to do. Did he not pay the internet bill? Pay the bill, Shelt. Pay the bill. Oh, he's gone. All right. So anyway, we're just gonna nope. Oh God, it's grainy.
Am I here though? Can you hear me?
Were you? Yeah. Where are you coming from?
Bro,
Mars?
The internet's having issues, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. We good now?
Yeah, I get. Not really. I mean, you look terrible.
I don't care how I look.
Okay.
As long as you can hear me, we'll just have to deal with what it is. All right, let's talk about this. Rhino here. I heard you talk about it. Sorry, guys. I have no clue what happened. No clue. That was the weirdest thing ever. We're here now. We're good, though, so it's good. So let's get after it. All right. Rhino here calling plays. Look, I think, we got to relax, I think, because when I saw this, I panicked, too. But like I mentioned, maybe Cal had an opportunity to call play.
Oh, God, it's bad, dude. It's bad. You sound like you're a transformer. Call in on your phone. He's gone. He's gone. Okay. Yeah, track phone internet, aliens. I don't know. Does his internet's as reliable as Napier calling plays?
Am I good now?
It's just really grainy. No.
No?
Maybe. Maybe just turn your camera off. We could just hear you.
It's super grainy. But as long as you can hear me, I don't care how it looks.
The problem is it goes in and out.
There's clearly like an internet issue going on because
you got that T-Mobile. You got that T-Mobile box.
As long as audio. Not now, Cody.
Let's just fire that thing up.
Are we good? No, I don't have the T-Mobile box. That thing sucked too. We good?
Yeah. Send it.
All right.
Welcome back to my show.
Sorry, so let's talk. We'll get back to Ryan O'Hara here. So him calling plays, right? We want to be mad, but what are we being mad about? We have no data points to be mad about any of it. We don't know. Like that. Look, as a typical Florida fan base, it's like we want something different. Here's something different. No, not that. Like, I mean, I did it. I reacted the same way. I'm not going to complain until I see what I see. I'm really not. I think, like, what are we hating on Ryan O'Hara for? like you said, we saw him call plays. I don't know who did bring him. Can you find out?
Orange team. Dallas Wilson. The Dallas Wilson attack.
It came back.
It's pinging real bad. Hang on with us, boys. We're trying to. Oh, huge internet issue. Fatality. AOL dial-up. Restart the stream. No, the stream isn't. It's not the stream because I have control of the stream. And mine is, I mean, I'm looking freaking crispy. You know what I mean? My camera's looking great today. Yeah, the offensive line is going to be tough too. They're going to have to do something about that. They're going to have to get Lagway out and around. He's going to have to move around a little bit, I think, more than what he has been. Because the offensive line has been, you got mail. Yeah. They're going to have to scheme something up. Oh, Dave said Shelton's tabs. Too many tabs open? It could be. Could be the tabs. Yeah, we can try it.
We're back?
Yeah. Too many tabs open?
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, you look better now. Let's roll. Go ahead before it cuts out again. Or are you frozen again? Oh, he's froze. He's froze again. I
had to reset it. We good?
Yeah, I think so.
Good thing we were on StreamYard. The whole thing would have collapsed.
Yeah.
All right, real quick. I do want to read these super chats. But okay, so Ryan Hooker play calling. I'm not again. I think we can't panic right now. I think we just gotta wait and see before we get mad. And at the same point, like, look, guys, we can't be complaining when like we like where else are you gonna go? I mean, this is what you're dealing with. This is what we have on staff. Hello?
No, I agree. Yeah, it's not like we have Charlie Weiss Jr. sitting there just
right at the helm. Yeah. Look, I think what I am excited about is it like what he did.
My only concern is him not being up in the box. It's tough to get a feel down on the field, I think. It's tough to see everything.
Well, maybe, but here's the thing that I think may differ now, because with Gonzalez at the helm, he's not going to feel inclined to go a certain direction. He'll be able to step in and say, "Hey, this isn't working. We got to move." And like that's what we've always called for. So, I mean, again, I think if they have an understanding of who's kind of running the helm, who has the final say, that's what's going to be important. When DJ was asked about it, he seemed excited about it. I think that's important. I don't think it really matters. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who. We just want to win, and as long as the guy calling the plays is doing what's needed and what's expected, then we should be rock and roll. We shouldn't be. We can't be panicking yet. Is the point that I'm saying.
I have to agree. And maybe they have some stuff that they've highlighted, and you know they're gonna tap into O'Hare. Callaway's gonna tap into O'Hare and say, hey, they're in this formation. I think this is a good fit here. You know, this formation or this concept's a good concept here. You know, it's obviously play calling isn't gonna be like, you know, it's just, you know, it's not gonna be just O'Hare on the sticks just calling whatever the hell he wants when he wants to call it. But I think that I was kind of hoping that possibly with Callaway, if he was calling the plays, that we might open up the quarterback room into an actual competition and see what we can do there. I don't think that's going to happen now. I will say I think it's probably I think we're going to see some of the same plays as usual, run plays. I mean, I think we're going to see a little more extra wrinkles in the play action. I think we're really going to use heavy play action to get DJ out and away from that offensive line that hasn't been great on pass blocking.
I think Callaway was probably more heavily influenced by Billy. And so if you go back to the orange and blue game, he had the blue team with Aiden Warner. That offense looked like Napier's offense. It did. Like to a T.
Yeah.
And so he's probably had the opportunity to call some plays already this year. And again, it didn't go well. Where O'Hara, to his credit, that orange team made adjustments. And it was just like, let's just give it to our best guy. Like, let's just go play backyard ball. I kind of liked the adjustment.
The hot hand.
Yeah, and even when we had Harrison Bailey, remember we had him on our show, and I asked him, I go, what changed? He's like, yeah, I went to Coach O'Hara, was like, hey, let's just send this thing. Here's what we're good at. Here's what I know. Let's get after it. And so that back and forth communication allowed for it to open up. And I think there could be some promising factor. There's two comments here that I want to go over. One, LGM says, look, the season's over. What happens. No need to sweat it. And you're right. It's the winner in us. We still want to be excited for week to week and have something to look forward to on Saturday is the reason why we're like, I think overreacting. And Tyler's like, have you met Gator fans? All we do is freak out. I mean, I know I'm freaking out.
I think it's harder to hit a moving target like that also for a team that we're about to play. That's probably the best at second half adjustments. I think when you're a moving target and you're not set in your ways, I think that, if you find a little light on something, you're going to exploit it till they can stop it. I mean, single-handedly, last time that we beat them, we beat them with wheel routes. Like the wheel routes kept us in that game, and it was just like we just kept going back to that well. They couldn't figure out how to cover it, and I think that's one thing that possibly we could get into where we find something that exposes with Georgia. They make adjustments, then we find something else. And it's going to be too late for adjustments. I think that's possibly. I mean, it's better than the same 14 plays that me and you were guessing. On a 20-play drive, we guessed 18 of them. You know what I mean? Like,
and I think
it's going to be better than that. I would say.
Napier did bad. Like, I didn't think dude did well on. Like, again, like when you're playing the video game, if a play works, you do it till they can't stop it. And we stay away from that. Ryan Super says Shane Matthews just said that Callaway will be pulling the trigger. And O'Hara will be communicating the plays to DJ through the headset.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
I don't know how to feel, right? Because the way that they kept saying it is that O'Hara's calling the plays. Look, we won't know until Saturday. Maybe they'll ask more about it come next week when we get Coach Gonzalez once again, and we'll go from there. So yeah, my internet is working. Yeah, 100%. Look, again, I'm excited to see what could be different. I think that. Shout out to Coach Gonzalez to wanting to take a different approach and be very transparent. I mean, that was very refreshing, being transparent of the entire situation, of how they plan to do it. And I think if it changes, he'll tell us that too, to be quite honest with you. So
I think it's week to week. I think it's a week to week contract.
It has to be.
On
it has
play
to
calling.
Be. Sounds like a pitch to Kiffin. This was obviously during the presser, which I didn't pull up. Thank you, Dang It, Billy. Yeah, it was Scott's point was very aggressive. I love that. We'll kind of bullet point these. I want to get into the third party hire here in just a minute. For what it's worth, right here, turnkey. This is perfect. Help Tyler Sark at Texas, Beamer at South Carolina, and Fisk at Arizona. So let's stay on the super chat for just a minute, so we can kind of keep some organization here, because I tweeted out because Scott was like, I'm going to be in charge of the hiring, and obviously we've complained about that. And then he mentioned that he was going to go to turnkey. Dan Thompson supported this decision. He tweeted out that this is, a good way to go. We've been talking about it in our Discord that it sounded like we would be hiring out a third-party source. Now, I think if you go look at any business, there's probably bad hires. You could argue Beamer at South Carolina, isn't great, but I think Beamer for South Carolina was a good hire. I think Sark for Texas was a good hire. I think Fish for Arizona was a good hire. So they've made good, obviously these three schools have made better decisions than we have because they still have their coach and we don't. Look, I like it. It's something different. I think that it shows what Stricklin was saying, that we are putting every ounce of resource into making this football team good. You're trying something new. And he called out his previous head coach of like, hey, I recommended he should probably take a step back and just be the overall seer of things. And I respect that. But at the end of the day, I hired him to do what he feels best. And at the end of the day, he said he didn't say it, but he said it without saying it. He hung himself. So I'm okay. Again, we can't, guys, we have to, we can do it if we want.
Well, and I like that Scott Stricklin didn't come and tell him it's an ultimatum that you will hire, like you will give up play calling this year or else. Like he said that in the press conference. Like my job is to hire the head coach. It's not to meddle and
hold him accountable based on those decisions. And you put me into this predicament.
I think this was probably the best presser that I've ever seen. I haven't seen a bunch of Scott Stricklin. I've talked to him once, but this is probably, a home run presser for him. I know I'm about to get blasted in the chat, but
no, he did well.
He did well. I'm gonna give it an A when it's due. I think he did well. I think he got his message that we want to win championships here at Florida, and anything less is a failure.
No, I agree. I think the start was a little sluggish. It felt like he was definitely feeling the breakup, but then once he got somebody close to the program texted me, was like, this guy was in comms and this is why he's good at what he does. So makes a lot of sense. David Swaterquist, Turnkey is a committee ready to function immediately. And look, I think we can't, like, the fact that we're reacting and saying, well, this sucks. Like you are going to find a negative, because even if the boosters take over, the boosters were in charge of the Hugh Freeze hire. Like nobody is going to have the right answer. There is going to be a flaw in every decision you make. And I think if you can come together as a committee with the Stricklin aspect to it, with a turnkey aspect to it, and then a money backing, and everybody can get on the same page, you can make the right decision. Every decision you make is going to have a gamble aspect to it, right? And that's just the name of the game. But I don't think we can criticize it because they're changing the way they've been doing things. Our biggest complaint for Billy is that he doesn't change. They are making monumental changes. Now, are those changes going to be good or bad? We have no idea. We don't know. We don't know. And can we complain about the change and what they're doing? Sure. But I mean, at that point, we're going to be exhausting. So I'm back in the lane of, look, let's just support the decisions that are being made. Let's get back on board. Let's get back in line of, like, it feels like everyone heard us. Our message was received from the fans of, like, we're tired of this crap. We need better this, and this. And they're doing, it's like almost like they've been listening to us of how the steps they've been making, to be quite honest.
I like the fact that also that he pointed out, like, yeah, this is gonna be tough because there's only 3 coaches right now that have won national championships that are coaching. And unless one of those guys want to come to Florida, like, hey, come on down. That, we're definitely gonna have to do the due diligence. And I think, I think there's a couple coaches that could come in here and win and be very, very successful. For a brand and a podcast, what would be best for us? I think Lane Kiffin. I think we would just vibe with that. But they have to look at every qualified head coach to see what fits their way of what they want to do things.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I think any coach from a brand perspective, yes, Lane would be incredible. But I just think an energy of a new coach, any guy that I think they put up there, is going to have some swagger to it, just because it should be a big splash, right? It doesn't need to be. I mean, it needs to be Lane, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be a Billy again. We're Googling once we hire him,
or Saban.
Yeah.
What would you do if we got Saban? The stuff that would spew out of your mouth.
That would be right. That'd be crazy too.
Are you getting the hat? Are you going to get a?
Oh, absolutely! I'm getting the big brim hat, no question.
The big brim hat.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all in. Whatever we get, you know me, boys. I'm 10 toes down.
Could you imagine if that's really the play? Like Scott Stricklin's like, the hell with it. We're just gonna go get Nick Saban.
Saban's not coming back, but it's fun. It's fun. If we got Saban, oh my gosh. All right, let me go back to the super chats here real quick. Stricklin found his nuts. Go Lane, baby. Yeah, go get Lane. Yeah. And again, I loved how he's like, my favorite part too, when they asked him about the money situation. Like, they're like, is it a big factor to you guys? That was big nuts. That was big nuts of, like, that was a nonverbal way of saying, like, we're not ready. We're ready to compete. He said, look, yeah, it's money, but we're the University of Florida. Like, he in Cody and Sean terms, he goes, Scared money don't make money. We're putting the nuts on the table. We're
Yeah.
going to get who we want. That's what he
Back
said
the Brinks truck up.
in the politically correct way.
Yeah. He said he got
Billy.
it.
Hire Billy. Love me some Coach Billy G. He's 1,000% Gator. Yeah, Billy G, man, I think like once he got comfortable, we had that quick little speech, right? Read it off the iPad. But once he got in there, I was like, this guy, he's finding himself. You know, I think that as someone like this, what I'm excited about is, and I see myself in this, somebody who's been around the game, and you get thrown into a leadership position at a new one. New leaderships, they're willing to listen to other people. And that's what happens to good leaders gone bad, is when you've been in the game for a while, you get an ego and you don't think you have to listen anymore. And that's we as humans do it too, right? As we get older, we feel like we don't have to listen to somebody younger than us or things like that because we've been doing it for a long time. That's where you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Always be willing to learn and listen from somebody regardless of their age. They may tell you something, may make you think of something. And I think Billy is going to do that for the next couple of games, which will be huge. So I love it. Hire Billy. Hire me, Billy G.
Well, he said it too on the presser. He said, you know, they said if he reached out to Urban Meyer, and he said, yeah. I reached out to him last night. We had a good conversation, and he said he gave me a lot of stuff that was enlightening about being the head guy. What we need to do.
They fired Shelton too. I think this was my internet went down. $2 Shelton on Florida Mississippi State replay camera. Yeah, I gave them credit. I'm struggling. From the way Billy G was talking, seems like they were restricted under Billy. Your thoughts? Great question, Sam. I felt that the entire presser from Billy on, right? We have Billy, Slaughter, DJ to Miles Graham. The way, like, Stricklin seemed more sad about the breakup than they did. Like, they seemed remorseful of, like, they loved Napier, but there seemed to be a feeling of of like Jake Slaughter said it best. Love Billy, great guy, done a lot of great things for this program. This is a production business, and we weren't getting it done. It is what it is. It's time to go get after it. Like, we've got to go. And it sounds like, okay, now, the scary part of this is that, it could still go off the rails. But right now, I think there's a nice, healthy reset in the locker room that could look, we're this close to being dangerous. And it could bust it wide open. I don't know. But it felt like that 100%. Cody?
Wow.
Oh.
Nathaniel?
What?
I think you're probably
Hold on, I'll read that in a minute. $10 from Billy James. Billy G is the perfect interim. 2, Ole Miss fans troll coping. 3, Shelton spot the dial up. Yeah, I'm sorry, James. I don't know if someone hit my internet or a box out there or what. I don't know. Yeah, Coach Slaughter was talking sense. Coach Slaughter was not it. Nathaniel, real quick. Nathaniel attacked Allie and I on her comments. Look, you can have your opinion about it, dude. And I appreciate your opinion. Look, because of the impatient fan base and terrible boosters, we'll be looking for another coach in 4 years. And it's possible. I just to keep saying that we've been impatient. I disagree. But that's fine. That's fine. That is literally verbatim what Jake Slaughter said. I'm more than happy to pull up the transcript of him saying it's a production business. It is what it is. So you're choosing to hear what you want to hear. I said verbatim what he said. I'm not going to get into a pissing contest about what he said.
What makes Billy Napier a great coach? Did you look at his record?
I don't want to get into it. It's done and over with. Like the fact, like it's over. Like we had these conversations, these back and forth while it was happening. The decision done. And this is why I supported it, because when people were trying to argue like it doesn't work, like we were here. Now we're here. But were they sad? Did they have an emotional time? Yeah, but it definitely felt like look, let's new beginning. Did I just get booted again?
It was pretty close.
Touch and go over here.
Touch and go.
Jeez. What are other things that that were said, like talking points that we can go over? Did I miss it?
No. Trying to think. Obviously, the transfer question got hit by all three of them, or two of them with Lagway and Miles Graham. Seemed like they were pretty locked in. I don't know. I don't think there's much that we haven't covered.
Hold on. Oh, this is interesting. Let me pull this up from Gator Bait here. This is actually kind of a cool little tweet. Breaking down the expenses. I think because obviously right now there's a lot of conversation of, is Florida a better job than
XYZ?
Exactly. So
Florida's the best job open right now, and will be the best job.
Let me find my Twitter real quick, and then I'll pull up the graphic so we can all look at it together. I haven't even looked at it, but it looks. Shout out to Gator Bait on Twitter here for tagging. He tagged me and you in this, Cody. I don't know if he's watching the show, so he knows that we're having these conversations, but much appreciated for sure.
Sorry.
Also, guys, welcome to the family. If you guys are new here, we appreciate all your guys' love and support. Thank you so much.
My Juice Kiffin pick is just going wild. So yeah, I see it now.
Oh, is it? I love that.
Oh,
All right, so okay. All right. Athletic program revenue versus expenses. So there it is. I think Ali said it, that Ole Miss has been operating in the red, right? Revenue 190 million to 133, so a variance of 56 million. Expenses 174. So our gross profit is $16 million that we get to work with, right? Which is just speaks to what you can put towards coaching staff, towards your players, everything, right? Like you have a $16 million backing where Ole Miss is playing constantly playing the red. How long can you go in that world, right? This is the athletic program. Then he also creates this little budget here, football recruiting budget for the 2024 class, right? The recruiting budget was 2.7, so not much of a difference there. I will say that. In regards to, we ranked 10th. They ranked 19th.
Look how high that gets you, though. That's 9 spots.
True. And look, I truly, in my opinion, in my hearts of beliefs, I believe this was more of a Billy thing, not the lack of. I think Billy, because of how he navigated recruiting, which I supported, I believe we can get higher up. But also, if you look at it, I mean, there is a massive. We're talking an extra $1 million from the next group up. So that's a tier of honestly, the next 5 are in a tier of their own. If you really want to look at it, you know what I mean. And look, but Auburn did more with less.
Just because you spend more money doesn't mean you get the better recruits. Look at Oklahoma.
Look at Oklahoma. Hey, look at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
So, again, I think we have a healthier budget is what he's proving to here. And then he also put SEC championships, which just goes into, again, just wow, this is a big, I like this graphic showing where we stand in the SEC. Big dogs. Again, I think just speaking to the brand of itself, Florida leads the way. NIL collective estimate. This was the one I wanted to see. This is a massive gap. We're talking an extra almost $8 million difference. And who's to say that number doesn't like Ole Miss already has that.
That's from us. That's literally Gator Collective from us.
Well, and Hugh Hathcock and the boys. But imagine, because we already heard Dave said more boosters are going to be more willing to come back if Lane's in. That number could drastically change.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And again, like everyone in front of us who spent more has a higher ranked class. So that one kind of works out a little bit. Shout out to Auburn once again for just they got to be pissed.
Yeah,
they got to be pissed. But great, shout out to Gator Bay. I have no clue who this is. You're earning a follow back for putting this chart together. I love an Excel guy. We could always use an Excel guy. This is awesome stuff, awesome data here that we're looking at. And again, obviously, there's a ton of conversations of again, which one's more appealing? The numbers point to Florida, and then again, this chart more of just like an aura, in my opinion, right? And again, for people saying, "Hey, LSU is the better job," let's look at a competition. So LSU's massive. Oh, seating capacity, man, this guy did it all. I didn't even see this shit.
Who is this guy? Is he?
Holy crap!
Is he auditing my taxes next year? God, I hope not.
Oh, okay. So look, recruiting budget, we had more than LSU, which is interesting. And then, okay, so the collective, yeah, they spent a whopping, but remember, they were extra aggressive in the portal. Again, the spending, though, I believe he can tap into it. They were trying to buy into Brian Kelly and give him all the assets that he needed. And look, even Texas spending $22 million. I mean, that hasn't really had the greatest return. So it doesn't need to be $22 million. But I think, again, Alabama, we're right there with Alabama, and Alabama's doing good things. So Alabama's able to spend a healthy amount, right, and compete because of who's there in the logo. If you're able to get Lane in, you can operate with that kind of budget, but be up in the top echelon. That makes sense?
Yeah. Well, what helps Alabama too is their quality of player for the price is great, because they're getting elite talent for the price. Like, yeah, they're spending money, and they're kind of up there, but the money that they're dropping, they're getting a full swing at bat. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And Jay says, I'm an accountant, love your show. Well, we're sick of the Ole Miss with no stats. Yeah, look, I think this is, again, is that who you are? I would love to know who this is. This one's a big one, right? The football program valuation. It's a half $1 million difference. Half a million's a lot of money, boys. I don't know if you guys know that, but again, speaking to when we're talking about which one has value, this is huge. This is great. This is great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah, and you got to think, like, Kiffin kind of brings in that Coach Prime-esque swagger, gonna sell a bunch of stuff, gonna sell a bunch of merch. Not as much as Prime, I don't think, but you got to add that into the to the variant of getting a coach like that.
I think Lane.
You know how many come to the swamp shirts they're gonna sell?
Oh, Lane would do historic numbers. Historic numbers. Yeah, that's $1 billion. Florida's evaluated at $1 billion.
With a B.
No, I know, but the difference is half. It's half. Oh, it's $500 million. Was I saying $500,000? Yeah, it's $500 million.
$500 million.
Sorry. Jeez. Yeah, I was thinking $500 million.
We could essentially we could run 2 Ole Miss football programs.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah, $500 million is a lot of money.
That's
a lot.
That is
leaps
and bounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what Scott Stricklin was talking about.
Yeah, when we have the money to do it, right?
Yeah, and we're all in the green. We're operating in the black, as they say.
Look, we talked about it last night, though. If whoever does come, the payout, the money, the cost of it's going to be ridiculous, to say the least.
Yep.
But look, I think we have talked our as much as we possibly could about this. We'll have a show tonight. We're gonna get Graham Hall on here. I mean, we're gonna have plenty of time to talk more about these. We're gonna be a little more organized. Yeah, the Stephen Harris will be here. This was a great kind of, I would say, quick reaction. It was fun listening to those guys. I feel refreshed. I feel ready to go. I'm excited. Love that we got to hear from the guys. I got some things to do. Go hang out with the family for a little bit, and then we'll be back here later tonight at 8:15. But great show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us all tonight. Did I get all the super chats? I want to make sure that I did. I did. That was the last one. Y'all be good. Be safe. Great show, boys. We'll see y'all tonight.